Hello there everybody, and we are back for more F1 22 career mode. It is round 2 of this season 2 campaign. It is the Chinese Grand Prix. If you didn't see the last one, the first race of the new season from Melbourne, I urge you to go back and check that one out before checking this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. It was a dominant win for Charles Leclerc up front, but for us, we were just outside the point, so I'm hoping that we can do one better here and get points. The car feels relatively good, and in clear air, we had the pace to run with the points runners. So with that said, we are aiming to score a point, maybe two here at Shanghai if we can. And as we go into qualifying, which is the first step of trying to get points, I'm not really gauging the car in Sector 2 at this point. I'm missing the apexes. But as the lap goes on, I just feel like we were able to gauge the car a bit more, get it to respond more to what I wanted it to do, and I just felt more and more like at ease with the car. We go a little bit wide there, but the first lap to get us out of Q1 is sufficient. We were P4 there, which eventually becomes P10. And an even bigger surprise is that Oscar Piastri made it through as well, so I'm proud of my teammate. The rain did start to fall at the end of the session, but it would only be a short shower. And at the end of Q2, it was a mad rush to get a lap in. And I'll be honest, my lap was not brilliant. It just didn't... With the pressure, I'll be honest, I crumbled. And now I've got Gasly up my rear, just making me feel even more pressurised and on the spot. But... It is what it is. Sometimes these things happen. Sometimes mistakes are made. But it's not Saturday where points are won unless it's a sprint weekend. It is on the Sunday. So we are going to settle with whatever we can do here. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get us into Q3. And it is P15. So we have got it all to do in the race if we are after points.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. A race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, George Russell and Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Albon and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Oscar Piastri, Joker, Joe, Nicholas Latifi and Esteban Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Drugovich, Magnussen and Daniel Ticktum. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who is beside me in the commentary box today. I want to talk about AlphaTauri. There have been some tweaks to the power unit regulations, of course, and I have to say it doesn't seem so far, at least, that they've been able to keep up.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
So then the formation lap is underway here in China. This circuit has mixed driver reactions with the never-ending turn 1, which tends to divide opinion, and much of the course is twisty until the back straight, which is 1.2 kilometers in length. It's going to be interesting to see how the drivers get on today. We're almost ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
So the grid starts as they left off in Melbourne, with Charles Leclerc in first and Fernando Alonso in second. And that McLaren has made big leaps forward this season. I'm really looking forward to seeing a potential fight there with Leclerc and Alonso. We've got the young Charger versus the old Fox who doesn't miss a trick, and Fernando Alonso with experience. It could play a part in the story of this championship. It's looking very interesting. But we are lining up on the grid now for the Chinese Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go. Charles Leclerc gets away well. Fernando Alonso also gets a good start. It looks like Carlos Sainz got away beautifully there, but just had nowhere to go with it. Alonso is alongside Leclerc going into turn 1. Charles Leclerc trying to hang it out around the outside, which will become the inside for the next corner. Alonso's desperately trying to hang it out, but I think Charles Leclerc has just gone ahead. Leclerc leads, Alonso second, and I think that's Max Verstappen in the Red Bull getting ahead of Lando Norris in P3. Alonso having another look round the outside, but Charles Leclerc has that covered. Meanwhile, back to my POV of the start. It's lights out and away we go for me, and those lights were held quite a while. It's a relatively good start. I'm trying to not let Zhou Guanyu in the Williams have a look. We're going to try and go round the outside and see if we can pick a few of them off. Zhou Guanyu had a good go, but we've got a lot of grip around the outside there, just finding grip where it shouldn't exist, and as a result we've gone from P15 to P11. That is a magic start for us, and now we're going to have a look at what we can do here. There's debris on the track. I think Albon may have got into someone. I've slightly understeered into Perez. Yeah, there we go, full send up the inside, and you see Alex Albon tagging the rear of the Red Bull, so Albon's going to have to pit. Now me and Perez are side by side going into the sweeping left-hander. It's a very long corner and Perez just gives in there, and we take P8 from Sergio Perez. So we gained another 3 positions going full send. Perez did try to hang it out down our inside, but I managed to find grip and traction around the outside, and we are now up into P8. So that is a brilliant start, up 7 positions. Can we go up 7 more and go into P1, please? Well, I don't know about 7, but we can definitely go up 1 more, because George Russell getting backed up there by the front runners, and that allowed us to take a dive down the inside and gain P7. But that may only be temporary. Now the DRS is coming into effect, and the front runners have all gone away now, so this is effectively ruining George Russell's race as well as Sergio Perez. Russell now trying to have a go around the outside, but I've got the inside line. I can brake a little bit later. Russell trying to get the up and under, but straight away I have shut that down. So Russell not able to get past there. But as we now go on to the next lap, lap 4, George Russell once again having another go. He's well within the DRS range. He's getting well within my rear wing. And if we look behind us, we can see Russell tries to go for the inside. I'm covering it, but now he's gone to the left and he's got the move done. I'm going to try and break him, but no, Russell has it. I've got him very, very tight there. And that is P8 now, to P7, sorry, for George Russell. And now Sergio Perez is looking at relieving me of P8. I'm going to let him go here and try and get the DRS. Perez backs out, obviously knowing what I was trying to do. And he's now going to get the DRS himself. But the problem is he's backed out way too much. And I don't think he's going to have enough straight to catch and pass me. So we should be relatively safe just for this lap. But Perez is gaining. And are we just going to be able to hold on? Yes, we are. There is a yellow flag behind us though, so something's cracked off. We'll see what that is in a moment. Perez now trying to go for the outside of the final corner. But again, I've held the inside line. And that was always going to be a space that closed in on him. Right, into turn 1. I've gone a little bit deep though. I've made a little mistake. Perez trying to go down the inside. We're side by side into 1, but I've got the inside into the next corner. And Perez being forced out wide there. And Gasly gaining an opportunity and a position there from Perez being out of place. It's a second retirement in a row though for Esteban Ocon. His Alfa Romeo campaign is miserable so far. Right, back to the race, and now Pierre Gasly, who's got ahead, is trying to have a look down my inside. I'm going to give him space. We're on board with Gasly. I've given him the space, but he is locked up and he has tagged me. I gave him so much room there, but he's still He still locked up and tagged me there, and I think that's going to have done Pierre Gasly just a little bit of damage, and Perez should find his way back past him. But Gasly's not giving up on this straight just yet. He tries to go for the inside, but I shut that move down straight away, and Gasly's just going to have to find another way through. It's lap 10 out of 28. Long way to go in this race yet. And Perez is getting very close to Gasly. He's going to try and have a look. And Perez has got past him, we believe. And now Perez trying to have a look at me. And Gasly has really dropped back because of the damage he's sustained to his car. I don't even think he pitted, though. I think he's just lost the place outright to Sebastian Vettel. But we shall see later on how this plays out. Right, Perez hanging on to my rear now. He's desperately trying to find a way through. I'm trying to keep my position. Where is Perez going to go? He's going to go down the inside here. And again, I'm just going to back out. Let Perez be ahead of me at the DRS detection point. And you know what? We have played that perfectly. Because we are now right up the rear of the Red Bull. And we're taking the slipstream. We're going to have a look down the inside. We don't quite have the straight line momentum until the DRS kicks in. Now we've got the straight line momentum. And we're going to brake later. And we're going to take 8th place back. This is a great battle we are having with Perez here.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a
Perez trying to come back to the outside, but I've shut that move down before he could even start that. And we are now P8, and Perez, though, not giving up. And he's going to go for it on the straight, and he's got the move done before I could even cover it. So Sergio Perez finally getting past me, but that has really ruined his afternoon. And that is going to compromise any chance he has of catching the front runners. Right, it's time for us to pit, and we have had an issue changing the tyre. Gasly is in the pits behind us, but we have come out in front of him, and he's got Zhou right behind him as well. A lot of cars in front of us still need to pit, but we are looking pretty good at being in P9 once Perez comes out of the pits, which is what he's doing this lap. The rest of the AI pitting, and we are indeed just behind Perez. I was hoping maybe we could get a little bit of an undercut on him, but that just hasn't happened, and we are now in P9. And I'm going to try and catch up Perez and see if we can get a little bit of DRS. He seems a little bit slow out the pits, so I wonder if he could be vulnerable in Sector 2. But Perez, I think, will get those tyres up to temperature pretty quickly and disappear down the road. And that is exactly what he's doing. Perez is now in P8, and Charles Leclerc is enjoying a nice lead of 3 seconds. But over the next couple of laps, that lead is cut short. What is going on?
There's something strange with the engine.
Okay, copy that. We are checking it.
There's something strange with the engine.
Unbelievable. Right at the end of the race, Charles Leclerc is running into issues. That Ferrari is limping. And it is limping badly. Fernando Alonso is caught right up to him. Not only that, Fernando Alonso is now going around the outside. And Alonso has got past him. Fernando Alonso in the McLaren leading the Chinese Grand Prix. And Charles Leclerc really struggling with some kind of issue in that Ferrari. He's coasting. Fernando's already pulling out a good gap on him. And Charles Leclerc is struggling badly. Verstappen now having a look down the inside. He has now robbed Leclerc at the end of Sector 2 of P2. And in one lap, Charles Leclerc has gone from P1 to P3. And he's now got his Ferrari teammate, Carlos Sainz, right behind him. Leclerc should be protected with the DRS this lap. So Sainz may find it difficult to get by. But whatever's happened, there is an issue with that car that has slowed him down because he lost a 2-second lead on lap 25. And Alonso is now past him. Verstappen is now past him. And next time round, Carlos Sainz is now having a look at him. Sainz is going to go round the inside. And it looks like, I can't tell from that angle, but I think Carlos Sainz has got the move done. He has got the move done. And now Lando Norris in the second McLaren having a go. Lewis Hamilton also getting in the slipstream. He might have a look here. Hamilton's not really got anywhere to go, and Sainz defending the corner, Lando Norris going up the inside. I think Norris might just get this done, you know, on board with Lewis Hamilton. Norris going around the outside of the final corner. He's got the move done. Hamilton's gone wide. He's nearly lost it there. And George Russell getting past him as Lando Norris gets past Charles Leclerc. A nightmare final lap for the Ferrari driver, who is now in P5. He's dropped out of the podium places. Sorry, a nightmare penultimate lap, I should say, because now we're on the final lap. And is his nightmare going to get even worse? Russell's having a look at demoting him a 5th, and Hamilton is having a go at Russell. George Russell getting stuck behind Leclerc there, losing momentum, and Hamilton finds a way around the outside, switching it now to the inside of the long right-hander and getting the move done. Now he's in Leclerc's DRS. Leclerc very slow on the straight. Hamilton is going to go to the outside, and I think he's going to get this move done. Leclerc brakes very late, and he understeers straight into Hamilton there. Hamilton, though, still getting a good exit, and we're going to go on board with Charles Leclerc, who is just going to completely understeer into Lewis Hamilton. And Russell having a go, but Russell with nowhere to go. And it's P6 for Charles Leclerc. With 3 laps to go, he was leading the race, but in the last 3 laps, he went from P1 to P6. Meanwhile, back with my POV, and I'm gonna be honest, no such drama on my end. Ever since the pit stop, it's just been very quiet for me. I've just been sat in P9. I've been running my own pace here. I haven't been able to keep up with Perez or anyone ahead of me, but I have been able to pull away from Vettel and Tsunoda behind me. Fernando Alonso is a race winner in this F1 22 My Team Career Mode campaign, and Max Verstappen gets the fastest lap on the last lap. But for us, it's P9, and we made it work at the start. We gained so many places. We did, however, have to surrender a couple of places to faster cars, but from the pit stop it was just a calm, drama-free drive to P9 and 2 points, getting us some points on the board. A great drive, a great race, very enjoyable, and of course a decent result.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. So
wow, what a dramatic ending to the Chinese Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc looked like he was comfortably winning it, but in the last few laps, it all went horribly wrong for him. And Fernando Alonso wins for McLaren. A great drive by him. Max Verstappen takes second, and Carlos Sainz gets third, denying McLaren of 2 cars on the podium with Norris in 4th. And the effect that has on the championship, Fernando Alonso now leads the drivers' standings. When was the last time IRL he led the championship? Guys, Let me know the stats in the comment box below. But Fernando Alonso is your championship leader now. Charles Leclerc is second and Sainz in third. But Ferrari hold on to the lead in the Constructors' Championship. McLaren in second and Mercedes in third. Red Bull move up to fourth and we move up to sixth, having gained a couple of points. This is going to get pretty interesting as it unfolds, I reckon. And I'm really looking forward to partaking in as well as watching how the season unfolds. We have got some pretty gnarly upgrades coming for Imola, even more coming for Miami, so I'm hoping that in the next few races we can start moving ourselves towards the front of the field and towards the fight. Well, thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and please hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.